biology book, you're looking at the next part after the story of the golden flower called a pumpkin. Excuse me. And you're going to go and look how a plant grows into a pumpkin, goes through the steps, and then from there, you're going to go to your CRC book. There you are, all the steps easily put together and nice illustrations. You're going to go to your CRC book. There you have the life cycle. You're going to do page 169 to 172. They're very quick. It won't take you a lot of time. You know that you can always go back and look for an answer if you're not quite sure. And Medusa was a monster in the Greek stories, the myth. So if you looked at her and you looked right at her, she could turn you into stone. So just take a look. Those pumpkins, they're so beautiful, that bright, bright orange. So just take your time. I don't think if you take more than 15 minutes, I would be surprised by reading it and by doing it. It's not, remember, it's not sentences. Okay? This is a different page, so that reread one. All right? So look at it carefully. In a few minutes, we're going to do Grandma's Garden, and we're going to go over the answers for the, no, it's not funny. I just forgot the story. We just did the golden flower and Grandma's Garden. We're going to give you the answers for both and go to the writing. For Pearson Math, it's the test. Now, before you just go on there and do both parts, and if you're not sure about something, go back and check. You all seem to have enjoyed this. It's very short, and I just don't want you to rush through something for yourselves. All right? Most of you have done the practice test, the alternative tests. Really great. So keep up the good work, and also on the tests today.
Don't forget, there are 2 tests. Some of you
Right.
only take one and then you turn it in if there's 2. All right.
Okay. Now, and that's our last time. And then wait till you see, I happen to look ahead and look at lesson 17, or should I say unit 17 topic. We're going to have fun with that, I think. There's just little things to do, but I think it will help to engage you and look what's coming and review. All right, science. We're to the review as well here. And we're going to look at evaluate today. And lesson 2. And if you don't want to call it nails, kids, remember you can call it the notebook. All right, lesson review. We're on page 88. See if my picture matches. And it does. What plants and animals live here? Now, I don't think this is your backyard, my dears. All right. And animals that live there are going to be animals that eat nuts and berries. And they get something else really great from there. Here we go. They get shelter. Those trees are very important to those animals. Animals now in a hot desert dig burrows to stay cool. Animals in grasslands use the grass for food and shelter. It's all important. It all works for them together. All right. Okay, next page, it asks you, and you have to make a choice here. Which sentence best explains why a rainforest is a good habitat for birds? Is it A, the rainforest has treetops with fruit? The second one, the rainforest has a lot of tall grass. Third one, C, the rainforest has rain nearly every day. Or D, the rainforest has plants that grow close to the ground. Now, the animal they asked you about was birds. So A it is. All right. The next one, read the question below. Which land habitat has the greatest number of different kinds of animals? And what you're to do here is you're going to put them in steps in order. You're going to drag 1, 2, 3, or 4 into the right box. I'll put it that way. So here are your 4 boxes. And the first one says, write notes about the information you read. The second box, I'm just reading it that way, think of keywords to use to search the topic. Third one, understand the question. And then the last one says, go online to research the topic. Okay, 1 is understand the question. 2 is think of keywords to use to search the topic. 3 is go online to research the topic. And then you could write your notes about the information you read. So there you have it. Okay. The next page is, let's say you're going to do like that Miss Fiore from yesterday, who is a forest technician. You're going to do that, and you're going to make a sign to tell people how cutting down too many trees might affect animals in a woodland forest. So you're going to make a sign. Maybe you're going to put on your sign, save the trees. Trees provide food and shelter for animals. Maybe you want to do, don't cut too many trees. You have to kind of decide what your message is going to be, because you want people to think, oh, we better not cut that. Maybe this is getting too much. All right. So, you know, and animals need them for you do the writing.
Okay, so we're going to be now doing, I'm gonna be going over the answers for your selection test, and then we'll be doing the reading, okay? So the answers to your selection test, pay attention, okay? At the beginning of the story of the golden flower, where do people live? They live on top of the mountain. So at the beginning of the story, they live on top of the mountain. Question number 2, what grew when the boy planted the seeds? When he planted the seeds, a forest grew, okay? A forest. All right, question number 3. Why did people stay away from the beautiful flower? Why did people stay away from the beautiful flower? It was because they were afraid of it. They were afraid of it. Question number 4.
Oh, what, Miss Park, did you tell them the letter just in case? Like, did you go letter C, letter F, letter 3 is B? Or
no, because as
okay.
long as they just need to know, I just want to make sure that they understand the concept.
Got it.
Question number 4. What was the ball that grew inside the flower? The ball was the pumpkin, And then the last question is question number 5. What happened after the ball rolled down the mountain? It crashed and then water poured out. Okay, so let me go through them again. So at the beginning of the story, the people live on top of a mountain. When the boy planted the seeds, a forest grew. People stayed away from the beautiful flower because they were afraid of it. Mm-hmm. The ball that grew inside the flower was a pumpkin. And then what happened after the ball rolled down the mountain was that it crashed and then the water poured out, okay? All right, let's go ahead and move on to our story for today, which is going to be Grandma's Garden, okay? I'm going to close my window because the feedback is really loud. Okay, so we are going to be reading Grandma's Garden. Isabel is asking if she can write with a pen. That's totally fine, okay? All right, Grandma's Garden. We are first going to look at the questions, okay? So let's read question number 6. Get your highlighter. You can write with a pen, that's fine. Read the sentence from the passage. I like the roses the best, said Grace, because I like to smell their sweet scent. Which word from the sentence best shows what the word scent means? I'm going to highlight word scent means. And I'm also going to highlight smell their sweet scent. So go ahead and highlight those things. Remember, if I'm moving too fast for you guys can always watch the YouTube video when I post it and pause so that you can go at your own speed, okay? This question has 2 parts. First answer part A, then answer part B. What do the details of the passage help to explain about mulch? What do the details of the passage help to explain about mulch? And then so highlight explain about mulch. And then which sentence from the passage best supports your answer in part A? You're going to highlight sentence best supports. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next page. We should do what we can to help plants grow. Circle 2 sentences that support the lesson of the passage. So read the lesson of the passage. So that's what it is. So highlight the whole lesson. We should do what we can to help plants grow. So that's going to be the lesson. And highlight circle 2 sentences support. So the lesson is we should do what we can to help plants grow. And we want to circle 2 sentences that support that lesson, okay? Moving on. Part 9. This question has 2 parts. First answer part A, then answer part B. Grandma nodded and said, they also need things in soil to make them grow strong and healthy. What does the word healthy most likely mean? So highlight healthy and then highlight grow strong and healthy. Next question, which word from the sentence best supports your answer? Highlight word best supports. And then question number 10, which actions by the characters best describe the lesson of the passage? Pick 2 choices. Highlight actions best describe the lesson. Highlight 2. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and read question number 11. We are not going to read The Legend of the Blue Bonnet today. You guys are gonna do that for your test tomorrow. Compare how plants grow in the 2 passages, what is the same and what is different. So we're gonna have to change that. So I'm just gonna leave that alone because this is going to be your writing for today, okay? Let's go ahead and reread all of the things that we highlighted, and then we will go ahead and read our story, okay? Question number 6. I like roses the best. I'm sorry, just read what we highlighted. Smell their sweet scent. Word scent means. Question number 7. Explain about mulch. Part B, best sentence that best supports. Question number 8. We should do what we can to help plants grow. Circle 2 sentences, support. The question number 9, grow strong and healthy, healthy. Part B, word best supports. And then question 10, actions best describe the lesson. 2. Okay, All right, now let's go ahead and read our story. Grandma's Garden.
Oh, would you like me to start, Miss Park?
Oh, sure.
Grace and Kevin walked in the garden with their grandmother. I like the roses the best, said Grace, because I like to smell their sweet scent.
She likes roses the best, smell sweet scent. Because that was a question. So I highlighted roses the best, smell sweet scent. So she likes them because they smell good.
Kevin reached to pull a rose to his nose. Be careful, said Grandma. Roses have sharp thorns that can hurt your fingers. She held the flower so that Kevin could smell it, and he smiled. Then Grace pointed to a small pile by the fence and asked, "What is that?" "This is mulch," Grandma said. "I put mulch around the plants to help them grow." Mulch keeps the soil moist, so it does not dry out. It also keeps weeds from growing.
Okay,
Great.
so that was a question, right? Mulch. Mulch helps plants grow. Mulch plants to help them grow, and then keeps the soil moist, and then keeps weeds from growing because you don't want weeds. So that's all of it. So one of the questions was explain mulch. What is mulch? So it helps plants grow, it keeps the soil moist, and it keeps the weeds from growing because we don't like weeds. Weeds
They will hurt the plants. Okay, Grace pushed the edge of the pile with her foot. "Yuck," she exclaimed. "I see a part of a carrot and some brown lettuce leaves in there. Are you sure this is not a garbage pile?" Okay. Grandma laughed and explained, "Plants need things to help them grow." "We learned about plants in school," Kevin said. "Plants need light, air, soil, and water." Grandma nodded and said, "They also need things in the soil to make them grow strong and healthy." I do not, oh, pardon me.
So that was one of the questions. So they need things in the soil to make them strong and healthy.
I do not see how old leaves and carrots can make a plant grow, said Grace. "Why do you eat carrots?" asked Grandma. "They are a food," Kevin said. "Food gives us energy, and we need it to help us grow." "Yes," said Grandma, "your body can grow because what is inside food is good for your body." "Oh, I see," said Grace. "The same things that are good for us are good for plants." "I kept the leftover vegetable scraps from the kitchen," Grandma said, "and put them in the pile. Over time, the food and leaves break into little pieces that become mulch. All the things that plants need are still there, though. Then I spread the mulch on the ground around the plants. That is how they grow big, strong, and healthy. Do not forget that the mulch also keeps the weeds out and the plants moist," added Kevin. Then he got a shovel and began spreading mulch. "I want to help the plants grow big and be healthy," Kevin exclaimed.
So that one of the questions was, what actions do the characters do that help describe the lesson? And the lesson again was that what we can do to help plants grow. So what is he doing? He where is that? He got
At the bottom, shovel.
a shovel and began spreading mulch. And he says, "I want to help the plants grow big and healthy." Perfect. Thank you, Ms. Dominguez.
Oh, sure.
So that we didn't highlight very much because remember, we're not just highlighting everything. We're only highlighting the main important parts that are going to help us answer the questions to our story. Okay, so before we look at the questions again, I'm going to reread what I highlighted. Roses the best, smell sweet scent. Mulch plants to help them grow, keeps the soil moist, keeps weeds from growing. They also need things in the soil to make them grow strong and healthy. Then he got a shovel and began spreading mulch. I want to help plants grow big and healthy, Kevin exclaimed. Let's go to question number 6 now. Question number 6. Read the sentence from the passage. I like the roses the best, said Grace, because I like to smell their sweet scent. Which word from the sentence best shows what the word scent means? Is it like? I don't think it's like. Scent. Usually when you guys think of scent, you think of like what scent do you smell? Like, oh, I smell oranges. So you can also try and plugging it in. So why don't we write that term in there, right? Plug it in. So we know it's not going to be like. Now let's try the next one. Which word from the sentence best shows what the word scent means? I like the roses the best, said Grace, because I like to smell their sweet smell. Okay, that makes sense. You want to smell their sweet smell. That's their scent. There, because I like to smell their sweet there. No, and that's not the right, that wouldn't even be the right there. And then, because I like to smell their sweet. Their sweet smell or their sweet? I think their sweet smell makes the most sense. So I'm going to circle B. Okay, we plugged it in. Sweet smell makes the most sense. Scent, you guys know that a scent is done with your nose. Like you guys might go to the store and you might smell the different candles and say, oh, this scent is really nice. And so a scent is a smell. Question number 7. This question has 2 parts. First answer part A, then answer part B. What do the details of the passage help to explain about mulch? Mulch is carrots. Not exactly. Mulch is garbage. Not exactly. That's what the little girl was saying, that it looks like garbage. Mulch has large thorns. No, that was the roses, I think. Mulch helps plants grow. Yes. There's 3 things that Grandma said, that mulch helps plants grow. They make it so that the weeds don't spread, and it keeps the soil moist. So the answer is going to be D. A skill you can use for that is going back and checking. You can reread. So I'm going to use that as my skill. So write that down, reread. Go back into the text. Okay, question part B. Which sentence from the passage best supports your answer? In part A, roses have sharp thorns that can hurt your finger. Does that tell you that mulch helps plants grow? No. Remember, we're looking for connecting words too. Then Grace pointed to a small pile by the fence and asked, what is that? Does that tell us that mulch grows? No. Mulch keeps the soil moist and it does not dry out. Ooh, that was one of the other skills from the reread. And this is the same question, so I'm just going to put an arrow. Are you sure this is not a garbage pile? So she's just asking, are you sure it's not garbage? No, this is mulch. It helps the plants. So the answer is C. I do see that mulch connects. I'm going to circle mulch. And then keeps the soil moist and helps plants grow are similar. So even though they don't have the similar words, they don't have the same exact words, keeping the soil moist is going to help the plants grow. You want the soil to be moist so that the plants can grow very well. So because they are connecting ideas, and if you reread, it says that in the story. Let me find it for you guys. It says, I put mulch around the plants to help them grow. Mulch keeps the soil moist so it does not dry out. It also keeps the weeds from growing. So C would be the best answer. You reread. Okay, question number 8. And remember, if I'm going too fast for you guys can pause the YouTube video later. Read the lesson from the passage. We should do what we can to help plants grow. Circle 2 sentences that support the lesson of the passage. I put mulch around the plants to help them grow. Yeah, that is something that you can do. So I'm going to put a check mark. I don't want to circle just yet because I'm not sure. We learned about plants in school. Does that help? Is that something you can do to help plants grow? I mean, you can learn, but I mean, that's not something you really take action. Like, I can say, oh, we should pick up that piece of trash, but if you leave it on the floor, then you're not really doing something. I do not see how old leaves in a carrot can make a plant grow. We should do what we can to help plants grow. I'm going to circle that so I remember. Do. We want to do something. So circle that word do up there. That's not doing something. Food gives us energy and we need it to help us grow. That's a good thing to say, but we're not doing anything. And then I want to help the plants grow big and healthy, Kevin exclaimed. Okay, so that is something that he wants to do. He wants to help. So I'm going to circle that word help because he's saying that he is going to do it. Just because you learn like, oh, I learned we should pick up trash doesn't mean you're going to do it. But if you say, I want to help pick up trash, that means that you want to help. You're going to do something about it. So I think the best answers are going to be the first one and the last one. So I'm going to circle those. I put mulch around the plants to help them grow. So you're, again, helping. So look, both of those words have help. So circle help in them, and that will help you to understand. We're doing something. We're doing something. You're putting mulch, and you're helping them grow big and strong and healthy. Okay? Last page before we go to our writing for today. Question number 9. This question has 2 parts. First answer part A, then answer part B. Read the sentence from the passage. Grandma nodded and said, they also need things in the soil to make them grow strong and healthy. What does the word healthy most likely mean? Let's plug it in. They also need things in the soil to make them in good condition. Okay, I mean, they could be in, yeah, when you're in healthy, that means you're in good condition. Like if you go to the doctor's office and they take a test for you and they say, no, everything's in good condition. Your legs are working fine. Your heart is beating strong. You're in good condition. That means you're healthy. Okay, next one. They also need things in the soil to make them loved by others. Well, you know, we want them to be loved, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're healthy. Like, for example, you might be really sick, and that doesn't mean that your parents love you less. They're not going to say, oh, you're sick today, Billy. Okay, we can't love you today. No, if anything, they're going to want to love you more. So healthy and being loved, I don't really see them being similar. Next one, hidden away. They also need things in the soil to make them hidden away. No, we don't want them to be hidden away. If anything, we want them to be kind of in the sunlight. They also need things in the soil to make them very pretty. Okay, well, you know, I do like that. I do want them to be pretty, but you don't have to be pretty to be healthy. You know, like I can wake up and I can have my hair in a mess, and you know, maybe I didn't change my clothes, and maybe I went for a bike ride and I'm really, really sweaty, so I'm not looking very pretty, but I'm being healthy. You know, maybe I'm drinking a lot of water, I'm exercising. So it's nice to look pretty, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're being healthy. So I think that the best answer, the only one with the check mark that I did was A. So I'm going to circle A. I want my soil and my plants to be in good condition. Which word from the sentence best supports your answer in part A? Need. Okay, when something is in good condition, needing, I mean, you need it, but I don't know if I really think that. Things, definitely not. I mean, that doesn't tell us anything about being healthy or in good condition. Soil, no, we want to know what the word healthy means. And so that doesn't refer to everything being healthy. Like, I don't need soil to be healthy. Strong. I like that. And it's right next, if you notice, I'm going to circle it right there. It's right next to healthy, and we even highlighted it. Something's in good condition. Your heart is in good condition. Your heart is strong. Your body is in good condition. You can fight off the disease. You're strong. Your body is strong. I think that strong is a better word that supports that healthy means to be in a good condition. Number 10, which actions by the character best describe the lesson of the passage? Pick 2 choices. Grace points to a small pile by the fence. That's not something that she's doing. Remember, it's going back to what we're doing. Grandma creates mulch with vegetable scraps. Okay, so that's something that Grandma actually does. She is putting the vegetable scraps like the carrots that help us grow strong, and she's helping use those things to help the plants grow strong. Grace pushes the edge of the pile with her foot. No, she's not doing that to be helpful. She's doing that because she thinks it's disgusting. Kevin gets a shovel and begins spreading the mulch. Okay, so he's using a shovel and he's spreading the mulch everywhere. And then just to make sure, I'm gonna do E. Grandma holds the flower so that Kevin can smell it. That's not necessarily helping. He's just making it smell nice. So the best answers are going to be B and D. Okay, now we have a few more minutes, so we are going, oh wow, we actually have a lot of time. So we have 15 minutes. We are going to go over your writing. If we can go over it quickly, then we can go on with our day. So I am actually going to do a narrative. You guys did an informative. We did a lot of informative writing last week. So I am actually going to cross all this out, and I am going to write a narrative writing because we've done an opinion, we've done an informative. It's been a while since we did a narrative. I think since peak of quarantine. So I'm just gonna write narrative here, and we are going to do a narrative writing. Maybe I'm gonna continue the story. So how did the story end? It says, I want to help plants grow big and healthy, Kevin explained. So I'm going to actually extend the story on how Kevin and his sister are going to help their grandma. Okay, so I'm going to start. I'm going to indent because I'm going to create a new paragraph. Kevin. So I'm going to start where we stopped off. And because this is a continuation, I don't need my introduction because I'm continuing from the story. So imagine this next paragraph I'm writing is just a continuation, so I will need a conclusion, okay? So Kevin grabbed the shovel, and spread the mulch. Period. So that's my first sentence. You only need 4 to 6 sentences to create a paragraph. Kevin grabbed the shovel and spread the mulch. Maybe I will say that Grace. Then I'm gonna actually use a transition word. So I know I'm gonna add on, but I'm gonna write then, comma, Grace went inside and grabbed, and I didn't know if you guys knew this, but you guys can also use eggshells. Eggshells are actually very nutritious and good for the soil. And grabbed eggshells to mix in the mulch. Period. So Kevin grabbed the shovel and spread the mulch, and then I added then. Grace went inside and grabbed eggshells to mix in the mulch. And then remember, if you don't finish the writing right now, I will put it on YouTube so you guys can copy it later, okay? Then Grace went inside and grabbed eggshells to mix in the mulch. Let's add one more sentence. Grandma loved watching them take care of the garden. And it's okay if you don't always use transition words. Like even in our story,
There wasn't much.
Yeah, there was some. Like over time, the food and leaves break into little pieces. Then I spread mulch on the ground. So there are some sentences that have the transition words and some that don't. So because this is a narrative, I don't want it to sound too much like an informative writing. So Kevin grabbed the shovel and spread the mulch. Then there's a transition word or a linking word. Grace went inside and grabbed eggshells to mix in the mulch. Grandma loved watching them take care of the garden. Now I'm going to add another transition word. And then 1, 2, 3. I'm only going to make this 4 sentences. Now, the reason why I'm making them 4 sentences is for time. It's because there's a lot of you, and I want to make sure that, you know, we get through everything that we can. What I encourage and challenge you guys to do is to try and write 5 or 6 sentences. Okay? 4 is the minimum, but, you know, we want you guys to be doing more than the minimum. Finally, they went inside and drank lemonade after a hard day's work. Period. And that is it. I created my narrative writing. You know, I could have added more details, more sentences, but this is still a paragraph. This still counts. Kevin grabbed the shovel and spread the mulch. Then Grace went inside and grabbed eggshells to mix in the mulch. Grandma loved watching them take care of the garden. Finally, they went inside and drank lemonade after a hard day's work. So that is 4 sentences. That's enough. You can write more. I challenge you guys to write more. It's a narrative writing. I have my characters. I have my setting. They're in the garden. And I have my sequence of events. First, Kevin is grabbing the shovel, spreading mulch. Then his sister's helping. Grandma's loving to watch this. And then they go in. And then I have my conclusion where they're going inside and drinking lemonade. Okay? So there's lots of, you know, information that you can add to this if you'd like. This is my example of a narrative writing. I'm going to keep it up for those of you guys who have questions. And then if you guys have questions, you guys can stay behind.